Hey y'all, it is September the 11th, 2023, and y'all remember what happened on September 11th? Never forget it. Never forget it. Alright? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I wanted to shoot a quick video and shout out to everybody who comes through and slides through, especially leaving the comments. I love y'all. Alright? Shout out to Maitre Mark especially. I was hollering at him earlier today, and we were actually discussing how, like, if you're gonna make even an amateur, and Maitre Mark's music video is much more than that. But even if you were to make an amateur video like I do myself sometimes, say on one of these video editors here on the phone, it's kind of tedious and it takes more time than you want it to take, but that's because you're learning how to do it, and you can learn how to do it better and better and develop that skill. And I think it's a good idea, but I also don't like it very much. And I know I've been very neglectful coming on the internet. You already know what it is. It's not getting any better as far as the world in general, right? It's kind of going down the same path it's been going down to destruction in the end of days, right? But a lot of stuff's going on behind the scenes. That's why I don't have time. Like, for example, we're catching the Macho Madness hard, real hard. And I also have shot videos, but I haven't edited them or uploaded them about getting Macho Madness, getting it real hard. Behind the scenes, I'm actually putting in applications for various solar companies, and feel however you feel about solar, fitting to make some money. I got a good idea about this solar stuff, making some money. All right, I don't have enough. That's the problem. So anyways, I wanted to make this video in particular regarding a video that I had made a little while back, and that was a video regarding my wardrobe. All right, you can see it on YouTube. Them some running shoes right there. Those may not look like much, but they're brilliant running shoes, and they feel wondrous on my feet when I run. Right, just put in 6.4 miles earlier today. I'm not playing around. Macho Madness. All right, I don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to address something, and they're very crucial, these points. All right, on my last video, I got a couple of comments from some triple OGs, right? Maitre Mark and of course 80s Kid. All right, I want to address both of those because they were crucial comments. Number one, Maitre Mark, I was talking about my wardrobe and different various things about my wardrobe. I did mention that I plan to throw things away actively every week. Throw things away. If I don't wear them, I don't want them. Maybe not throw them away, to send them to Goodwill or wherever it is people take clothes. But if I'm not wearing them, I want them the hell out of my way. I don't just got time to be like holding on to clothes that I don't wear. Lord knows that happens a lot. All right, men do that a lot. I know I do that a lot, getting rid of them. Maitre Mark said I threw half. It just so happens we're always on the same vibe somehow. Clear across the flat globe or whatever. Maitre Mark says I threw out half my clothes last week. Less is more, and I want to stress that point. I totally believe. Maitre Mark's made me a believer long ago. But yes, less is more, and I totally agree. All right, because say for example you got half a closet full of mediocrity, and you're holding on to them. You're thinking, oh, maybe there's an occasion or something, and I might wear this or feel like this is appropriate. That occasion never ever comes. The reason you're not wearing those clothes because they're mediocre, right? And I'm not talking to Maitre Mark. I'm saying this in general. I'm talking to myself. The reason I'm not wearing those clothes in the closet is because they're mediocre. I don't got time for it. I'm actively throwing stuff away. Maitre Mark happens to be on the same vibe. He's throwing stuff away. I do want to also address, and I got to, how do I work this thing? How do I work what I'm trying to work on? Okay. I also wanted to address 80s Kid's comment. And shout out to 80s Kid. He's triple OG since for a long time. he had quite a lot to say, and I want to read it out. This is very crucial. He said, I wear t-shirts in the summer, mainly plain. He said, I wear darker colored jeans. My favorite brand is ETO. Little did it, 80s kid might already understood this, but I'm telling this to everybody out there. I want to know these things. When 80s kids, he's telling me the simply, I want to know. All right, tell me about your wardrobe. I want to know. I don't want it to be creepy. All right, but we're leveling up over here. He says, darker colored jeans. My favorite brand is ETO. He said, I have 3 pair. I say double it. I don't know. I might be tripping, but I say double it. 3 pair. He said, I also wear cargo type pants. These all make sense, and I like it. I have about 3 pair of those. That's a good deal because 1 pair is not going to do, you know what I'm saying? You're going to want to change it up. In whatever style or genre of pants you're gonna want a little variation. I practice that as well. He said I have about 3 pair of those shoes. He said I have about 10 pair of Adidas, and that's pretty ballin'. And I know this and that about Adidas. Maybe Adidas is woke. Lord knows they tripped on Kanye, right? Or Ye for that matter. I haven't heard from Ye in a long time. Said 10 pair of Adidas. My favorite is Adidas Nisa, and y'all should check that out. I'm sure it's top notch. So I also have a couple of pairs of Fila. Shout out to Fila, I like that as well. And a pair of Lecoq Sport, whatever that is. But I haven't seen them in a while. I've never seen them in my life. Okay, a pair of New Balance, and I also bought a pair of British Knights about 10 years ago, but I never worn them. See, I want to know about these British Knights. Why? Is it because you never had an occasion special enough to wear these British Knights 10 years ago? Right, somebody needs to wear those British Knights. I don't know if it's you, but somebody needs to. 10 years ago, but I've never wore them. They're still set in a box, brand new. And this is what I wanted to concentrate on. Because now these kids are talking about his son a little bit, all right? He said they're still set in a box, brand new. He said, my son is a nutcase. All right, but see, that might be a good thing. He's 21 and he spends fortunes on clothes. All right, I don't really know anything about 80s kid's son, what he does for a living. He might be a international drug lord, and if so, you didn't hear it from me. But he's 21 and apparently he's balling out, right? He spends some fortunes on clothes, shoes, and body sprays. I don't know about the body sprays, but colognes are good. And those are what's expensive. But he has a good job. Okay, so that's good. And he bought 5 t-shirts the other day. And I wanna name them out. Hugo Boss, Armani, North Face. These are big name brands, y'all. I think you know that. Under Armour. And each of the prices varies of $50 of whatever, 50 euros or whatever. And I don't know what you're spending. Pounds? I don't know. Up to 100 each. He said, I said, dude, for 100 or for 50 or 100, I'd want 3 shirts, even 5 t-shirts for that, not just one. He has about 10 per, and it actually goes on. I think I got the rest of it. Okay, yeah. He said I would want 3 shirt, I would want 5 shirt for that, not just one. He has about 10 pair of Nike. That costs him about $150 a pair, in my opinion, and that looks kind of silly. You know, sometimes these brands out here these days, they be looking silly, but especially when you consider them for like Yeezys, I think it's because functionality is key. Something about these, I've never worn Yeezys, and they might look silly, but I know they gotta probably feel amazing. All right, and in my opinion, it looks kind of silly, real loud and in your face styles. And he buys Armani and Hugo Boss, North Face, Hugo Boss, Armani, Sauvage, Dior body sprays at crazy prices. I told him he's nuts, but that is the youth today, I guess. Wasn't it like that in my day? We were dirt poor and we had nothing. All right, gotta get up out of here and stuff, man, because I gotta, you know, make some of that money, right? But shout out to 80s kid and stuff. I know a lot of people were dirt poor and had nothing. I'm always close to dirt poor, but I don't know if I would say dirt poor, right? That might be going a little bit extreme, but I did have very little when I was a kid, especially in concerns of clothes, all right? Growing up, yeah, I didn't really have a lot. All right, so I can kind of like relate to that, all right? But what I want to stress real quick is I got to get up out of here is that I do totally agree with Maitre Mark and also 80s Kid. I also totally agree with his son too as well. Because depending on what you do, see, it's a concept called investing in yourself. And I know it kind of sounds silly. It's foreign to us. It's foreign to me especially. All right? But it's called investing in yourself. And there's many limitless ways to invest in yourself, I'm sure. One of those is to buy ridiculous expensive clothes, all right? I've seen it happen before, and people would say, oh, that's nuts, why would you do that? Well, for a lot of reasons, but just to be real brief, it's like free advertising, all right? If it's not free, it actually costs you money, but it's like advertise for yourself. If you're balling out, people are gonna notice, and they're gonna wonder why you're balling out so much. They're gonna want to do business with you probably. Probably it's subconscious, if not a conscious movement, they're going to want to do business with you, all right? It's showing out, and it's actually a good idea, especially if you're not prone to getting robbed and things of this nature, all right? If you ball out, safety first, but do it. Yeah, hell yeah, do it. Ball out of control, all right? That's what I'm saying. Take all that money, it's like, oh, you can spend it on this many shirts. I don't, you know, in these days, I think, for example, myself, I don't want a bunch of shirts. I want the right shirts. I want the right pants. And pants in particular, and we're going to actually end on the pants note because I want to talk about pants. All right, pants is crucial. All right, shirts are crucial as well. Clothing is crucial all around. All right, I wanted to bring this up, okay, before we get up out of here. This is Maitre Mark, and he's jamming out, and dude, he's dropping delicious jams like on the regular. It's amazing. You got to check it out if you haven't checked it out already. But this goes for shirts and stuff. We need to level up, style up, get rid of mediocrity. We don't need it. But ball out of control if you can, all right? Why not? If balling out of control gets you more money, then you get more money, and then maybe you can give that money to charity. But first, ball out of control. And I know it sounds like selfish. You need to ball out of control. That's the thing about it, especially in America. I know people are over in England, but especially in America, you need to ball out of control. I assume it's the same thing in England. All right, safety first, by the way. I know it's rough parts of England. Okay, so there's rough parts everywhere, but we got Maitre Mark over here, and we got to get up out of here. Okay, damn near ran out of time. All right, but this is actually the most crucial. In fact, we're going to make videos concerning this particularly. What you're seeing right now is Maitre Mark, and you might notice something, maybe you didn't. Maitre Mark said he just threw out half his wardrobe. If you check him out right now and you take a look at his pants, okay, I'm going to talk about this in great depth later, all right, but pause, no homo and all that. He's wearing pants that are tight, and I know for a fact that I want to make sure that all the pants that I get are tighter, smaller pants. Some people say, oh, that's not my style. Okay, well, maybe it's not your style, but if you're fit and you look muscular, the more muscular your legs are, you're going to show out. If you have smaller pants and smaller pants, you are going to get the attention of ladies and everybody else, right? Smaller pants. I'm going to talk about it in great depth because it shows off your musculature, but also, real quick, no homo, it's a real thing. I want you to think about it. I want you to spend time today and think about it. The bulge, because that's what small pants are, all right? We'll play some of this action, right? Not to put Maitre on the spot, but he's looking real good, no homo. I'm saying the bulge is very necessary. You've seen rock stars all through the ages doing it. You've seen people in general through the ages doing it. They put on tight pants. They show out. They put a bulge in the atmosphere. Here's the thing. You will probably know, for example, guys walking around with a bulge in public, all right? It's like a magic trick, right? I want you to watch for this. And don't watch their bulge, but I'm saying if you see a guy with bulge out in public, or perhaps you go out in public with a bulge, with tight pants, all right, you're going to notice the attention of ladies, especially if you're showing out, especially if you got those leg muscles. But they're going to see that bulge. They are going to see that. Ladies, full-grown ladies, they can't ignore it. They're going to pretend to ignore it. They might not talk about it, but they cannot ignore it. When a bulge is in the room, they will notice it every time. The ladies in that area is going to notice it every time, all right? The bulge. Little children, you don't have to worry about that. Can you remember as a little child, you never really noticed bulges. You weren't concerned about that. The little children, they run around none the wiser, all right? But every single grown lady in that vicinity gonna notice your bulge. And subconsciously, I just gotta say, she's gonna be more familiar with your bulge, all right? I mean, like, if you don't have a bulge, you don't have tight pants, you're not showing out, your bulge, it's like that part of you doesn't exist, all right? A woman's not gonna acknowledge it. She's gonna pretend it does not exist, all right? A bulge cannot be ignored, all right? Especially when you're showing out like a major, especially when you're a rock star, especially when you put hard work up into your fitness and stuff like that. Show out, get some smaller pants, all right? Shout out Andy Elliott. He's taught me a lot, all right? September 11th, never ever forget. 2020-23. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.